that's it.
Okay, Tony, happy anniversary. 2 years since our first interview. Has it gone quickly?
Almost all a pleasure, Gary. No, it's been good fun. I've enjoyed every moment of my time at Warrington so far. I'd like to say I've enjoyed every interview as well, but I couldn't No, it's all been good. Yeah, it has. It's flown. It's gone very quickly, but I'd like to think that a lot of good things have happened in those 2 years as well.
Well, looking back, you've just said about the interviews. I mean, most of them these days are all on the positive side of the fence, whereas in the early days there were some possibly negative ones. So you must be pleased with the turnaround there has been at Warrington.
Yeah, pleased with that. But I'm okay with either sort of interview. It's up to the interviewee which way they want to go. It's like life. You can look at things positively or negatively, whether things are going good or bad. They're decisions that you can make, and we all make them all the time. So I'm a pretty positive sort of person. I can put a good, a positive spin on most things. Some of the worst things that happen to you, and some of our worst, performances are good for us, and needed, and you get some of your biggest turnarounds after your worst times, and so no, I'm one of those people that most of the time see the bright side of whatever the situation. Suffer at the time a little bit, but get on with things and move on to the next thing. But as you say, there's been a lot of things to be positive about anyway. So it's good. It's nice that you're turning up much more positively nowadays. It must be rubbing off.
Well, 30 years, it's taken a long time to start being positive, possibly. But no, on a positive note, you must be very pleased that you had another win at the weekend at Wakefield, and you did it without half a dozen first-team regulars. Yeah,
that's true. We're proud of that. I don't want to take anything away from Wakefield, and I think it's been a bit misconstrued. There's probably only one player that was rested, and that was Michael Monaghan. The rest were injured. So, it's nice that we're able to go there and perform well with so many players unavailable to us. But it wasn't like I rested a whole lot and all that sort of business. That'd be disrespectful, unless and I think that's unwarranted to make out that, and I know some in the press have made that out, and like there'll be a whole different team this week. Well, there might be a few new, different faces this week, but hopefully it's due to them being back from injury. Brett Hodgson should be available to us. He had overcome a dead leg from last week, and Adrian couldn't play because of his knee, and should be back, and so should Joel, who had a abductor problem. So, hopefully they're all back available along with Michael Monaghan, and Mike Cooper's not too far off too. So a lot of positives, whilst we lost Ryan Atkins with an ankle injury for the next few weeks. So, lost one and gained 3 or 4.
Which is positive.
It is. Once again, you're learning, so you can put a positive spin on all of it.
Looking ahead to the Harlequins game, are you surprised that it's almost a top-of-the-table clash?
No, not really. Not if you watch the games and the way that they're playing and the sort of form they're in. Some of the players are playing very, very well, and a lot of the players are. And when you get that in any team, that gives you a chance of winning rugby league games. If you have too many that are out of form, well, that's when you tend to, be on the other side where you struggle. But no, they're playing well. They're very committed, and they're hard to beat. And we've each played with similar teams this year. Some common teams between us, and had some similar sort of results. So, the form of both the teams are very. Yeah, not too far off.
And also looking at the league table, you've got Castleford flying high up there as well, and Huddersfield. I mean, do you think it's good for the competition to see the teams that aren't usually expected to be up near the top to be battling away up there?
Yeah, I do, yeah. Once upon a time they used to talk about the Big Four, and, there's a few other names up around there at the moment. It's early doors, it's early days, and, it's early in the season. Where they all pan out to be at the back end of the season, that'll be the interesting part, but that'll show the depth within the squads, and all those sort of things. But at the moment, it's been a really good start for all those teams. You need to be on your game, otherwise you get beaten. And all those teams that you mentioned there are on their game at the moment.
Now, we've already mentioned it about being 2 years since you joined Warrington. When you first arrived, I remember you telling me that you knew things had to be done at the club, and you had a sort of time scale that you wanted to do things. Is the club exactly where you want it to be now after 2 years, or is there still quite a lot of work to be done?
Oh, you will always have more to do, but we're making good progress. I'd like to think we're becoming a better club on and off the field, and I think we're making really good strides in that area. But I'm the sort of person that, a bit like being positive, that you can always get better, and strive for more, and both on and off the field. So we'll keep working hard. Whenever you've got that sort of attitude, I think you're always looking at advancing and not getting complacent and standing still. And that's certainly something I don't want to be known for or associated with as well. And I think that's why I love working with this club. They've got strong desires to improve and become some leaders in some areas. I don't think we're quite where we want to be in terms of leading the rest of the competition, not just on the field but in aspects off the field. We're going to strive to be the club that everybody else looks at and say that they're doing a great job. We're not going too bad in some areas like that, though. We're not too far off.
But there's still work to be done. Oh
yeah, plenty of it, and it's good fun. It's enjoyable. It's a good journey. We don't get everything right all the time, and no organisation does. But I think we get things right more often than not, and when we don't get things right, well, we learn from them and try and get better and stronger. And that goes for our rugby league, but it's the same for our business off the field. And I think we're working hard to be as good as we can be.
Okay, well, keep up the good work, Tony, and let's try and remain positive with all the interviews moving forward.
I look forward to the next 2 years of interviewing.
No problem.
Thanks, mate.
Maybe more.